The Man of Steel movie begins with a woman giving birth to a child. The child's father Joel is also there. Pipton was a planet where children were born in test tubes and their future was already decided. But this child was different because he was born naturally. The name of that child was Kal-El. Kal was his name and El was his family name. Now here the Pipton planet was about to be destroyed. Joel tells the officers that the planet is about to be destroyed and asks them for a code. The code contains information about the DNA of the future generation. Joel comes there, who was a friend of Joel. Both wanted the people of Pipton to be saved, but Joel wanted to kill the people of other planets and settle there. While Jor-El wanted to settle down safely, George kills the officers in anger. Jor-El then takes Cox to his home and gives Cox his baby's DNA. Jor-El says that Kal-El is Python's only hope. So it is necessary to send him to another planet. Lara sees Kal-El's last time. Both send their baby to the spaceship. Just then George arrives there and asks for Cox. Kal-El refuses and both fight. Then Jor-El kills Jor-El in anger. But by then Kal-El's spaceship has already left. George angrily orders his soldiers to attack. But the Pythons opportunists attack them. Now George and his soldiers are sent to the phantom zone of mass miser and theft, where they will remain in a psychic sleep for thousands of years. Meanwhile, Kal-El's spaceship is heading towards the Earth. The Pythons are destroyed. Lara is sad to see the end of her planet. Now many years have passed and the scene shifts to the present time. Now the clerk, i.e. Pack Superman, works at a fishing station. Then Ripio comes to know that an oil tank is on fire and the workers are trapped. Superman immediately goes to save them. When the helicopter comes, he stops the falling tower so that everyone can get out safely. The helicopter is saved, but there is a complete explosion and the superhero falls into the river. Now while falling into the river, the clerk remembers his childhood. In school, he could not understand what the teacher said because his fear was very high. He could see everything, hear and feel everything. Due to fear, he used to hide in the storeroom of the school because he used to hear a lot of sounds. His mother comes and explains to him to narrow his focus. Please listen to my voice. Then the clerk focuses and everything starts looking normal to him and he opens the gate and hugs his mother. Then the story comes back to the present time. Superman is coming out of the accident carrying a car. Then he remembers his childhood after seeing a bus. Once a school bus fell into a river. Clark pulls the bus out of the river and also pulls out a child who was bullying Clark and saves him, and everyone is very surprised to see this. The child whom he has saved is named Vita, and Vita's parents tell Clark's parents that your son is different. Abhinathan can't say anything to him and comes out and explains to Klek that the world is not ready for you yet. People do not understand you and are afraid of you. He tells Claus that if you reveal yourself to the whole world now, people will not understand you. He says that a day will come when you will have to reveal your power, but not now. Now Claus is working as a waiter in a hotel. There the soldiers talk about a 2,000-year-old spaceship found in Antarctica. Claus gets angry after hearing this. Now a photographer, Louise Lane, also comes to Antarctica, who works for the Hulu planet. The general refuses to tell her anything. But she goes to take photos by mistake. There, Claus sees her in the photo. Louise starts following him. Claus melts the ice with his laser poison and goes inside an old spacecraft. There he encounters an optical intelligencer. Superman has a command key which was sent by his father Jor-El. When he sees the key slot in the spacecraft and as soon as he presses the key, Jor-El's hologram appears. Jor-El tells him that he is his father. The Python planet was destroyed and so he sent the Colossus, i.e. Superman, to Earth. He put the DNA of Kosix, i.e. the future generation, in the DNA of Superman as he was the last hope of the Pythons. Jor-El gives him a special costume in which S is made, which is the intelligence robots attack her but Superman saves her. The next day he leaves Lane in the jungle. Lane considers Superman a savior and decides that she has to search this story. When Lane tells this to her senior reporter, he refuses. He says that the world is not ready for the appliance. Lane still wants to search a story, so she goes to another reporter and tells him to print whatever is found in the newspaper and report it to him. Meanwhile, Superman, who has now found out his real identity, is testing his device. He tests things at very high altitudes and tries to fly. First he crashes into a snowy hill. Then he remembers his father Jor-El's words. "You are different from everyone. You are special. You never have to die. Whatever challenges come your way, you are ready for them all. The sun here will always give you strength." Hearing these words, Superman takes another flight. This time he goes far ahead, tearing through the clouds in the sky like a bullet. In this way a new Superman, that is, the Man of Steel, appears. Then the scene shifts to Louise Lane, who wants to write a report on Superman. She goes to Clark Kent's house and meets his mother Clark. She goes to Clark Kent's grave and Clark comes there. Louis Lane says, "You can become a savior for the world. But why don't you show your face?" Then Claus remembers his fearful past and tells him that once black magic had come and his father Jonathan had gone in the car to save his dog, i.e. Puck Hang, but due to the storm his car got stuck in the car. When Clark, standing far away, comes to know about this, he tries to save them. But his father refuses. Him saying that it is not right to save his dog and black magic took them, and Claus always feels guilty for not saving his father. Louis explains him that you will always come forward to save people. This is your habit. Clark meets his mother and says that now she knows his real identity. Who is he and where has he come from? Hearing this, his mother gets emotional. Clark says that "I will not leave you and go anywhere." On the other hand, USPMP gets to know that big spaceships are coming towards the Earth. Just then the lights of the whole world go off and the same message comes on TV channels and phones. "A man from our planet, Kal-El, is on your planet. Give him to us or else we will not leave you." Next day everyone gets very scared. There is chaos. Everyone starts thinking, who is this Kal-El? If he is an apple, then how was he living among us for so many years? Then the reporter, who had heard about this apple from Louis Lane, gives all the information on TV. After that, the US police reaches Louis Lane's house with the FBI to arrest him. Clark Kent, i.e., Clark Sumner, also comes to know that those people are coming to arrest Lane, and he feels that this is happening because of Subjoy. He goes to a church and talks to Dari there. Clark says, "I am the apple that is being talked about in the news. Should I hand over my life to the world?" Dari says, "This decision depends on you." Clark says, "If I do this, people will lose faith in me. They will feel that an airplane was living among them for so many years." Then Dari says that trust is kept first. Its consequences are understood later. On hearing Dari's words, Suyaman decides that he will go to the US Prime Minister and surrender his money. Now the Prime Minister takes Suyaman to a room by handcuffing him. He is interrogated there. Louise Lane is also sitting in front of him and she asks, "What does all this mean?" Suyaman says that in our society this is called hope, that is, hope. On the other side, the people of the Prime Minister are sitting behind the glass and listening to their conversation. Then Suyaman says that "I know that everyone is here today. I can see through this glass. I also see that your ID card on which your name is written and a half-eaten toffee is also kept in your pocket. I can see everything. You do not need to impose such strict security on me." Then Pampilty Force says, "You are an apple. What if we get an infection from you? We can get your virus." Suyaman says, "I have been living in your world for the last 33 years. In all these years no one has got any infection from me. You do not need to trust me. You can trust me and hand me over to those apples." Then Suyaman goes out and gets ready to surrender. The spacecraft stops and two soldiers come out of it. They take Superman and tell the Pamplite Force that "We also want this girl, i.e. Louise Lane." The Pamplite Force refuses, saying that "You had asked for an airplane. We gave it to you. Now who do you want, the girl? Vara says that means the same soldier. If you don't give this girl, then I will tell everything to General George. Now understanding the situation here, Louise Lane also becomes ready to go with them. Going to the spacecraft, Favre locks her in a chamber where there is no one. On the other side, George comes near Superman. Inside the spacecraft, Superman starts feeling very weak. He has trouble breathing. He starts coughing, and along with coughing, blood starts coming out of his mouth. George says to Superman, "You have become very weak by living on this earth. You do not know your real strength, and neither do you know who you are. You came from Python, which was far ahead of this world. I want that I make Pythons again on Earth, and you will help me. Tell me, where is the cox that your father Jor-El sent with you?" Superman says, "I do not have any cox." George says, "Your father also made the same mistake." Superman asks angrily, "Did you kill my father?" George says, "Yes, I did, and if you don't tell me about the coins, then I will kill you too. I am going to establish a new planet on Earth. A new planet will be created for the humans, i.e. new planet." On the other side, Lucy Lane, who was locked in a chamber, has a command key given to her by Sudarman. She sees a small mark inside that chamber which looks like a public command key. As soon as she enters the command key in it, Jor-El's optical intelligences immediately appear in front of her. Jor-El says, "What are you doing here?" Lucilan says, "Sudarman and I had come here, but Jor-El has imprisoned us." Jor-El says, "Yes, I am the scientist of the spacecraft. I have built this spacecraft. I know every door and every technology of it." Jor-El says, "I don't want them to build a new spacecraft on Earth. I can help you. Just go and explain to Superman, that is, Pucky Kane, whatever I will teach you." Louis Lane agrees with his words. Then Jor-El opens the door of the spacecraft and helps Lane to escape. But Vara and the rest of the appliances follow him and try to catch him. Lane escapes from the trouble and sits in a small spacecraft which starts sending him back to Earth. Then Jor-El's AI comes in front of Superman and says, "Break the door of the spacecraft by punching it hard." Superman punches and breaks the door. Then sunlight starts falling on him and all his powers start returning. Jor-El says, "Now the time has come. You have to save this world and your world. Earth means the place where you live, and Python where you came from. Save your others. Go and help Len and defeat George." Meanwhile, Len's spaceship starts falling towards the Earth at a great speed. But Superman flies like a bullet and reaches near his spaceship. He breaks his door, takes Len in his arms and brings him to the Earth completely safe. On the other side, the people of George reach Smallville chasing Superman, where Superman is also. They go to his house and ask his mother where is the spacecraft in which Superman came to Earth. Mother refuses to tell the location of the spacecraft at first. But George's people change her mind and come to know that the spacecraft is hidden in a godown in the village. Favara immediately goes there and looks inside the spacecraft. But she does not find any cock there. Then George starts hitting his mother. Then at that very moment, Superman arrives. He punches George hard and knocks him far away. Then a fierce fight starts between Superman and George. In this fight, Joss' helmet breaks and the Earth's air does not suit him. So many things start happening simultaneously in his eyes, ears, and feet that he is unable to see or understand anything. Then Suyaman says, "My mother has taught me to focus here. You are having trouble here. But I have adjusted here." Meanwhile, George's friends arrive there. Some people take George inside the spacecraft and take him to Spaceman, and the rest start fighting with Suyaman. Fora and that other soldier also join in. And now a fierce fight starts between Suyaman and those two. On the other side, Pamphlet's army also reaches there. Those three make Suyaman, Fora, and Name there. They start firing. Many bullets are fired on Superman too. But then the fountain starts hitting Pampalti's helicopters. Many people start dying. Then Superman arrives and starts saving all Pampalti's people from falling down. There is a lot of damage in this fight. Buildings fall down. Things get shattered. But Superman faces them with full force. Finally, the moment comes when the soldiers run away from there. Pampalti's soldiers see Superman and put down their guns. Then Superman understands that now people are looking at him as their hero. People are always afraid of things that they do not understand. But now they understood that Superman is not their enemy but their friend. On the other hand, a scientist in General George's spacecraft tells that there is a complete code in Superman's DNA. If the code is needed, it is necessary to bring Superman to the spacecraft. General George asks whether it is necessary to have Superman alive. The scientist says no, the code can be extracted from his last shell too. Then General George gets ready to kill Superman. Here the people of Python cannot live in the air of the Earth. That is why they have a machine which can change the Earth into a Python-like atmosphere. Jaw leaves two machines. One in the US and the other in the ocean. Both machines release laser beams which break the gravity of the Earth. This makes cars, buses, and buildings fly and creates chaos everywhere. Louise Lane goes to Pamphlets and says she knows how to break these machines. She says that Superman's father Jor-El told me this, that if we hit Superman's spacecraft with his machine, the machine will explode. Then Superman says that I will break the machine in the ocean. You guys take my spacecraft and hit it with another machine. Then he goes there fast and starts breaking the machine. On the other side, Lane and US Pamphlets reach near the other machine with their spacecraft. But then the storm arrives and tries to ruin their whole plan. Then the US Army man who had faced the storm earlier also says that it is a matter of sacrifice to die for one's country, and his plane collides with their machine. Due to this, the other machine also gets completely destroyed. But the plane starts falling down. Then the Superman arrives at the speed of a bullet and saves its life and brings it safely to the ground. Now both the machines were destroyed. Everything seemed peaceful. Everyone thought that now the danger has passed. But one danger was still left, i.e. General George. Then General George comes there and tells Superman that I gave my whole life to save the Pipton. It was my job to save the people there. You came here and spoiled everything. You broke my spacecraft which had all the data of the coins which could have revived the Pipton. You destroyed everything. Now you will not escape from my hands. Then a fierce fight starts between Superman and General George. Then at the end of the fight, General George shows his real face and says that I am a real soldier of the Pipton. I have received my training in the battlefield. Where have you received your training? In the fields. And then once again a fierce fight starts between the two. But Superman was not going to back down. He keeps hitting General George and pushes him inside a public building. When Superman starts killing George, George releases a laser from his eyes which is about to fall on a family. Superman tries to stop him, saying that he should not kill innocent people, but George does not listen to him. He is about to kill them with a laser. But then Superman is forced to break the throat of George and kills him right there. After that, Superman shouts loudly because this was the first time he had killed someone with his own weapons. He never wanted to kill anyone. But he had to do this to save humanity and innocent people. This way the fight ends here. In the next scene, General Sonveg is walking on the road. Then a space satellite falls. Superman also reaches there and tells Pampalti to stop keeping an eye on me. I want to live my life in my own way. Not according to the rules of the government. If you keep an eye on me again, then I will destroy more satellites. Saying this, Superman leaves from there. After that, Clockwork, who was once a waiter, sometimes a news journalist or a police officer, arrives. Now a news reporter, and Clark says welcome to the new planet. And with this the story of the Man of Steel movie ends here.